This video is brought to you by Kia Butterworth, located in Butterworth, Penang, Malaysia.
Hey guys, right here I have a 2016 Kia Sorento 2.2 CRDi all-wheel drive LS. And today, I'm going to make a startup and full vehicle tour video of it, show you the features, inside and out. So, here is the key fob. Let's go ahead and start it up first. As you can see, the side mirrors are currently folded out. Upon locking the car, the side mirrors automatically folds in, and upon unlocking, the side mirrors automatically folds out again. The Sorento 2.2 LS does come standard with Kia's version of a smart keyless entry and start system. So, just have the key fob on yourself. The car is currently unlocked. To lock the car, press the black button on any of the front door handles. And to unlock the car, just wait a moment and press the black button again. With the smart keyless entry, push button start is standard as well. So to start the Sorento, make sure the key fob is inside the car. Put your foot on the brake and press the start button to the left of the steering wheel.
The steering system in the third generation Sorento consists of a rack and pinion setup with electrical assistance. A leather-wrapped steering wheel with sport grips at 10 and 2 is standard across the range. The only transmission available for the Sorento in Malaysia, no matter what engine you go for, is a 6-speed automatic with manual shifting. Parking sensors front and rear are standard across the range as well. In terms of safety, the Sorento comes with 6 airbags, anti-lock braking system, electronic brake force distribution, brake assist, electronic stability control, hill start assist control, emergency stop signal, a tire pressure monitoring system, an alarm system with immobilizer, and ISOFIX child seat anchor points for the outer 2 middle row seats. Alright, let's turn on the hazards, lights, front and rear fog lights, take a look at the engine, and roll down the driver's side window. The LS trim gets 17-inch 5 twin-spoke alloy rims. The rims on this Sorento are wrapped in Nexen and Ferra RU1 tires that measure 235/65R17. Ventilated disc brakes and solid disc brakes can be found front and rear respectively, while the suspension consists of McPherson struts in front and a multi-link setup at the back. The approach, the breakover and the departure angles for the Sorento are 16.6 degrees, 17.9 degrees and 20.7 degrees respectively. South Korean car manufacturer Kia introduced the first generation Sorento back in 2002. The first generation, also known by the BL code name, was a proper SUV with a body-on-frame construction. This model was on sale for 7 years before it was replaced by the second generation XM Sorento in 2009. The new model was now a crossover SUV, and it ditched the body-on-frame for a unibody construction. The XM Sorento also introduced the option for 7 seats instead of the 5-seater only BL Sorento. Fast forward to the second half of 2014, and the current generation UM Sorento made its debut. The UM Sorento features a longer but lower body for better handling, and it also has a stronger body for better safety. This Sorento is powered by a 2.2-litre turbo diesel engine, which is one of 2 engines available in Malaysia, the other being a 2.4-litre naturally aspirated petrol. Coming from the R engine family, this engine has a dual overhead cams, 16 valves, inline-4 configuration with common rail direct injection and a variable geometry turbo system. This engine produces 197 horsepower at 3800 RPM, and 441 Newton meters of torque between 1750 and 2750 RPM. 0 to 100 km per hour is achieved in 9.6 seconds, and the top speed is 203 km per hour. The fuel tank carries 71 liters of diesel, and the combined fuel consumption for the Sorento 2.2 CRDi all-wheel drive automatic is 7.8 liters per 100 kilometers. 203 grams of carbon dioxide is emitted per kilometer, and the Dynamax all-wheel drive system is standard on Malaysian-spec Sorentos. The Sorento debuted in Malaysia in May 2016. 3 variants were available at launch: 2.2 CRDi all-wheel drive LS, 2.4 all-wheel drive MS, and 2.4 all-wheel drive HS. A 4th variant was introduced in April 2017, and this was the 2.2 CRDi all-wheel drive HS. Exterior features of the Sorento LS includes automatic manual leveling halogen projector headlights, automatic wipers, cornering lights, LED daytime running lights, front and rear fog lights, front and rear parking sensors, indicators on the body-colored side mirrors, chrome door handles, and silver roof rails.
You do have a bottle holder together with some storage down below. Your speaker is right there. And right here you do have your mirror controls, window lock, central locking, and your window controls. All of the windows in this car are powered, while the driver's side is the only side that gets a fully automatic function in both directions. This button turns off the vehicle's traction control system. These buttons right here adjusts the brightness of the interior at night, while this lever adjusts the level of the headlight. Hit this button to release the fuel flap. You do have Sorento floor mats and door sills for the front. And the driver's seat in this Sorento LS does get full manual adjustments. This lever controls your seat back, this lever controls your seat height, while this bar down here controls your seat position. Alright. So let's go ahead and see how she revs. The Sorento LS does come standard with a dual-zone automatic climate control system. All of the controls are located right here. It is quite simple to use. You do have your fan speed, different modes, front and rear defrost, air conditioning off button, your recirculation buttons, driver side temperature with your automatic mode, and to the far left you do have your passenger side temperature with your sync button. Sync means if you have it turned on, the driver's side will control the temperature for both sides, but if you turn it off, each side will have individual temperature controls. You do have a bit of storage down here together with a couple of power outlets as well as your auxiliary and USB ports. You do have a couple of cup holders right here with a cover to cover it up. More storage down here. And right here you do have the Sorento's electronic parking brake. It is currently engaged. To disengage it, put your foot on the brake and push the lever down. To engage it, simply pull the lever back up. You also do have an auto hold function for the parking brake, whereby if activated, you arrive at a stop, such as a traffic light or a traffic jam, the car is in drive and you lift your foot off the brake. With the auto hold function, the car won't actually move forward or roll back. You can activate or deactivate the parking sensors right here. Drive mode basically allows you to switch between normal, sport and eco. This button activates or deactivates the vehicle's automatic start-stop feature. If you do have the feature activated, the engine will momentarily shut off. Again, when you arrive at a stop such as a traffic light or a traffic jam, to save that extra bit of petrol or diesel depending on what the car is running on. You can activate your 4-wheel drive lock button right here.
The Sorento LS comes with an integrated head unit with various media connectivity options and 6 speakers for the sound system. One downside of the LS trim is that it is not equipped with Bluetooth.
It is a very simple head unit to use. Right above you do have your CD player. The CD player is MP3 compatible. Eject button for the CD player and hit this button to turn off the display. To the left of the display you do have your FM, AM and media buttons. To the right you do have your traffic announcements or scan button, your setup or clock button as well as your menu button. If you hit the setup button you can go to your settings menu where you can set stuff like your display settings, your audio settings and whatnot, and hit the menu button when you are in your FM AM menus to bring up your list of radio options. Volume and power knob, seat track buttons, your 6 customizable stations, your different folder selection buttons, and you do have your tuning knob to the far right. This knob also allows you to go through the display itself. Central locking. And as shown earlier on, this car does have power folding side mirrors. To fold the side mirrors in from the inside, push this switch all the way to the left. Now if you leave the switch all the way to the right, that means the side mirrors are always folded out. If you leave it all the way to the left, that means the side mirrors are always folded in. And if you leave the switch on automatic, that means when you lock the car, the side mirrors fold in, and when you unlock it, the side mirrors fold out. On the steering wheel, the left spoke houses your audio controls with your volume wheel, your seat track wheel, your mute button, and your different media selection button. On the right spoke, you do have your cruise control and speed limiter controls, as well as your multi-information display controls. Hit this button to go between the different main menus, use the wheel to go through the different sub-menus, and hit the OK button to select that particular option. We are currently in your driving data menu with your digital speedometer, your range, average fuel consumption and instant fuel consumption, trip A and trip B. Between the 2 trip meters, you do have your distance travelled, average speed and elapsed time, and back to your digital speedometer. Next up, your audio menu, your vehicle information menu with your service indicator and tyre pressure monitoring system. And lastly, your user settings. Right here, you do have your door tailgate settings, your light settings, sound settings and whatnot. And that's about it. On the right stalk, you do have your wiper controls, and on the left stalk, you do have your light and indicator controls. The steering wheel in this car is tilt and telescopic. You adjust it using this lever right here. Front center armrest with storage down below. You do have a smaller storage area above and a bigger one below it. Auto dimming, rear view mirror, sunglass holder, and you do have your interior lights right above. Sun visor for the driver's side does get a vanity mirror, an extension, and a light. The light mechanism works in such a way that if you forget to turn it off, you just close the visor and the visor turns it off for you. Alright. So I guess that's it for the startup. We can turn it off right now and continue with the rest of the tour. You do have your storage area and bottle holder down below with your speaker right there and your window control right there. You do have Sorento door sills for the back as well. Now to gain access to the last row of seats, locate this lever right here, pull it, flip the seat back forward, then move the whole seat forward. Now that I am in the last row of seats, it is actually not too bad back here. There is a bit of room to stretch out my feet underneath the middle row seats. I do get about this much legroom. My head is actually touching the roof, so not a lot of headroom at the back. And not a lot of thigh support as well, as you do sit at quite an awkward angle. I'm about 5'7", which is about 1.7 meters tall. However, you do get storage areas and cup holders on either sides for the last row of seats. This lever to access the last row of seats is only available on this side. There is nothing on that side. I did set the driver's seat to a position that I would feel comfortable in. I'm about 5'7", which is about 1.7 meters tall, as mentioned earlier on. I do get a bit of room to stretch out my feet underneath the driver's seat. As for legroom, I get about this much. And I do get about this much in terms of headroom. It is actually not too bad back here. The seats are nice and comfortable. You can actually adjust the position of the seats via the levers down here. You can also adjust the angle of the seat backs via the levers down here. So you can actually vary the amount of legroom the middle passengers get and the last row of passengers, or vary the amount of boot space and legroom. For the middle row, you do get storage pockets on the front seat backs, rear aircon vents with a power outlet down below. You do have a rear center armrest for the middle row together with cup holders. And you do have grip handles on the ceiling with hooks for both sides at the middle row. And your rear interior lights are located right above. To open up the rear hatch, go towards the rear hatch itself and locate a touchpad right beneath the Kia badge. In 7-seater, 5-seater and 2-seater modes, the Sorento's boot capacity is
142 litres, 605 litres, and 1662 litres respectively. Folding down the third row seats and second row seats are quite easy. For the former, locate the straps on the seat backs and pull it, while for the latter, locate and pull the levers on either sides of the boot. Under the boot floor is some storage and the LS trim's tyre repair kit.
You do have adjustable headrests for all rows of seats in this car. You do have your window control right there, with your speaker right there, and down below you do have a bottle holder and some storage. The front passenger seat in this car does get full manual adjustments as well, with the same set of adjustments as the driver's side, just that it loses out on the height adjustment. Nicely sized glove box. Grip handle for the front passenger, and the front passenger sun visor does get a vanity mirror, extension, and the same light mechanism as found on the driver's side. Alright, so let's start it up with the door closed. Alright, so that's it for the startup and full vehicle tour video of this 2016 Kia Sorento 2.2 CRDi all-wheel drive LS. Thanks for watching and goodbye.